so I think one of the biggest things that separates us is both a senior military college and the Army senior military college, because we're the only one that only commissions Army in our program. So we have a lot better ties into Army schools itself for it. I think the biggest thing for me that I've learned so far is how much has changed since I graduated. So I commissioned from UNG, or at the time, North Georgia College and State University in May 2002. So just physical structures would have changed in terms of buildings, buildings that are here that weren't when I was there, and roads that are gone. But the culture of the Corps, for the large part, is largely the same, which is a good thing in my opinion.
You get to be part of a group that's bigger and more involved than you might ever have thought you would have been. Because a lot of people can go their whole college career without making a good group of friends and just kind of waste their 4 years.
I also am involved with the Mountain Order of Colombo, and I think that has also played a tremendous role in who I am now and where I am. I learned a lot about myself through hard work and a little bit of pain, right? And just pain from having to push myself a little further physically than I have ever done before. There has kind of shaped me, and I'm going to take those skills that I've learned and am still learning with me into my military career and then into life afterward.
It's designed in a way to make you branch out and explore everything that UNG and the Corps has to offer. So I would say you have a lot of opportunities that a lot of people and a lot of students in other colleges just don't have. So.
All right. Some of the leadership attributes I learned here is having a personal connection with anyone that's below you, no matter how far down they are. Try and at least know them on the personal level, know their first name, if they're married, anything like that, so that they're more comfortable coming to talk to you.
If you need anyone to talk to, you can, and that's really awesome.
What they normally learn in mills overall is, leadership and tactics, and how to use both of them effectively, either in the field or while living on base and just doing day-to-day tasks.
You can teach someone how to lead, but you can't teach someone how to be motivated. So you can't give people motivation, right? You either have it or you don't, right? But you can always build them into a leader. Basically, what we do is we get highly motivated individuals who want to better themselves, and we develop them into the people that they want to be, the leaders they want to be.
I think of everything, it really hones in our ability to adapt. And I would say, I'm just really impressed with the Corps' ability to adapt on such a large scale. Impressed with the unison, I guess, and it's so many people, the cadets, taking their roles seriously and their responsibilities seriously.
The biggest thing I like is just standards and discipline that ties in. I think that's a little bit best helping for kind of an unknown future going forward.
That discipline, I think the Corps really establishes based on those mental challenges.
I'm involved in Scabbard and Blade, which is our military honor society, for the fact that doing the work behind the scenes to better the Corps and figure out what the issues are with like-minded individuals so that we can come together in a smaller group of cadets to try and figure out how to improve the Corps, as the cadets run the Corps, I think that is important for those like-minded individuals to figure out what the issues are and then, try and solve them.
I feel like the Corps is more mentally challenging than physically challenging because even if you're coming in as prior enlisted, it's still a big shift from living in the barracks and having their standard, and our standard living in our dorms is still different, and just having to relearn the chain of command and how everything works out, because it's all very different than how the actual military works out.
Because it's hard when you first get here. It's a new environment. There's a lot that's expected of you, but you have to, go with the punches and grow through it, develop through it, take in everything, just take it all in and just keep going and don't give up.
If you want to physically challenge yourself, obviously PT is going to work you. But if you're someone that's just super into that, you're going to have to go out your way to get that extra bit of physical challenge. You're going to join a specialty unit, join RC, join aggressors, join one of them. or go run a bunch of miles on your own, go get in the gym.
Yeah, so two of the biggest things Sergeant Major and I look at is how do we make as much realistic training as possible for it, and then get ahead of the readiness curve for them. So creating opportunities to bolster their 48-month experience. So we're looking at a lot more schools. We're looking at revamping some of our processes here, and then especially equipment. We get both for physical PT things all the way to modern day military equipment, from radios, weapons, things like that.
I expect out of them what I expect from myself, right? I like to think that I'm a professional and that I conduct myself professionally, and I think that's the expectation I have of them, because that's what I have for myself. So being a professional, being a mentor, being someone who is welcoming and empathetic, and there's also someone who cares about people, right? That goes into empathy, but really like caring about people. I think that integrity is, the utmost importance. So, because if I can't trust you, then, why would I trust you with, a Joe, a freshman?
I think the biggest thing for potential cadets for it is apply. Even if you're not sold on UNG from it, give us the opportunity to either come to one of our visits. We have day programs, we have overnight programs, and we have our national leadership challenges. So that'll come to tell you if North Georgia is a fit for you from there. And then the application process for it is very simple as compared to some other programs. For current cadets, especially our freshmen, sophomores, for it, is do something extra. We have a ton of extracurricular activities, from Colombo Aggressors, Blue Ridge Rifles, Ranger Challenge, to our cyber clubs, our rowing teams. There's something for everyone, and that's what we see helps the most with matriculation, is finding where you fit in from there. If it's color guard or anything that ties into it, find something additional to do. And we also have our fraternity sorority life for it.
For the new recruit class, I would say go do what you want to do. If there's something that you aspire to do or a position you aspire to be in one day, go do it. Make your own experiences, right? Like I said earlier, I allowed other people's opinions to dictate what decision I made. And sure, take in what people say, kind of listen to it, but at the end of the day, don't make a decision based on what someone else said.
Some advice for new cadets coming in, or ones that are already in: make sure to make friends outside of the Corps. You're a college student as well as a cadet here, so try and have an equal balance of both is very good.
My words of wisdom are, you'll experience highs and lows here, and you'll experience maybe some setbacks, but during those setbacks and those moments of discouragement and feeling like you can't bounce back from it, there's always a way to bounce back. Remember what your goal was coming here and what you want to do, and if your goal is to be a leader and develop yourself as a leader, then you need to keep seeking those ways to be a leader. Keep going out for positions, keep going out for opportunities and volunteering to lead. Don't let fear dictate whether or not you do something. And you can either be the leader they remember and want to emulate, or the leader they remember and never want to be like. Because if you stay stagnant, there's no point in doing anything. You're just going to stay stagnant, right? So always make progression and try and be a better version than you were the day before. And if you live by that and you enjoy your time here, then by the end of your senior year, you'll have nothing but good memories to look back on. Even in those bad memories or those bad lessons, the lesson learned is what you take away from that is, in the bad lesson, what do you do after that? Do you sulk in, the disappointment, or do you figure out a way to be better so that when that opportunity re-arises, then you're on top of it, right? And that you maybe come out on the outside of it as a victor. So.